Ada yang lain tamu tinggal di sini sekarang?
Ada.
Berapa?
Satu.
Satu. Satu. Boleh lokal orang-orang?
Lokal.
Hear me out here. Someone just tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around and there was no one there. It's a travel day, and who knows where we're going to end up. I've got a vague idea. I'm leaving from the vicinity of Kota Tabanan, the capital of the Tabanan Regency, and we're heading west to Jembrana Regency. Probably end up somewhere in the vicinity of the capital, Negara, but it's been pretty hot here and I wouldn't mind to get a little bit of elevation. So let's get elevated. If we haven't met, hi, I'm Ben. I get off the tourist trail, you get to come along, and together we discover some things that maybe some people miss. Unfortunately, we don't get to avoid this, which is the highway running between Denpasar and Gili Manuk, where the ferries go over to Java. The coast is right there, but there isn't a uninterrupted, don't do that dog. There isn't an uninterrupted road along the coast. This highway will see the coast from time to time, and I'm pretty keen to stop at a beach here and there, just for, to avoid fatigue. Taking a little break, I'm at Balian Beach, which is significant for two reasons. One, a subscriber said I should go check it out, so done that. And also, this is the furthest west by a centimetre that I've been in Bali. Looks to be a mix of locals and foreigners out on the waves. It's a pretty chill vibe. There's a resort here. There's a warung that mostly only has Westerners at it. But certainly the geography, the geology of the place has some attraction. Beautifully cool though, underneath the shade of these trees. Back on the road. But had to stop because I was slightly dazzled by this view. That's a postcard. I'm officially crossing the border, leaving Tabanan, entering Jembrana, the first new Regency for me in a while actually. I'll tell you what's going to happen next though. I've got the tummy rumbles. This looks to be the stop of choice for maybe not locals, but people passing through. It looks to be a mix of truck drivers and locals who are on their way somewhere, because a lot of people have luggage on their bike. Just having a cheeky bakso. And I've got to say, despite the traffic, it has been a pretty cruisy ride so far. It's just gone 10:30 in the morning, so the heat hasn't really got to me yet. This place is pumping, which is always a good sign when you're looking for somewhere to eat. I rode past 3 or 4 places with no one in them, and then got here and instantly knew this must be the place. And who doesn't like food with a view? I think I'm about 30 kilometers from Negara, and I don't really have a plan. I'll want to have a look around, but on a riding day, I'm in like long sleeve t-shirt, gloves, long trousers, boots, and not really the attire for walking around in. Certainly by the time I get there, it'll be plenty hot. So I might just do a lap of town on the bike to get a feel for it, and then head inland and get a little bit of that elevation I was talking about. Just take my chances. I've got plenty of time to find some accommodation. Worst case scenario, there is the internet, but nothing like seeing a place and getting a feel, you know, before you commit. Food in the tummy, back on the bike. I can tell you, now that I'm back out here in the car park, it's heating up. We are officially entering Negara, and check out this gorgeous grove. I'm now one street over from the main road that heads to the ferry port at Gelar, and I've seen plenty of hotel signs, so there are definitely accommodation options, but between the concrete buildings and the roads, it is very hot. So I am going to get back to that main road and then head for the hills. Now this is more like it. Instantly cooler, and we are heading uphill. However, rain clouds looming. Rain has just started, got the better of me, but just grabbed myself a drink. I met these friendly people. Hello. Hello. And this little guy. Hello. Well, I took a punt that the rain was done, but when everyone coming towards you is either wet or in their rain gear, it is time to suit up. Look, it's not crazy heavy, but I just spotted this little bit of shelter here and thought, why not? What's the hurry? As luck would have it, I've just met Komang and he said, do you want to stay here? And I didn't really know what he was talking about. There's rooms here. I think we'll go and have a look at the rooms to check out some prices. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Ada yang lain tamu tinggal di sini sekarang?
Ada.
Berapa?
Satu.
Satu. Satu. Boleh lokal orang-orang?
Lokal.
Sepatu.
Yeah, no problem.
No problem. Okay.
Yeah.
So, open air bathroom, a small room. Lain kamar?
Ada.
Ada? Oh, upstairs. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, saya suka Komang. Saya suka. Oh, saya suka. Sebentar. Oh, sungai. Ya, berapa harganya?
Ini 400.
400.
For
Oke, saya tinggal
in here.
malam satu.
Okay.
Hey, that's worked out. That was a slightly bigger room, that second room. There was a desk in there as well. Unfortunately, I've got work to do. That's 400, which with a strong Aussie dollar at the moment is still in the 30-something zone. That includes breakfast as well, which we're kind of in the middle of nowhere here, so that's convenient. And check out where we are. I asked Komang if there were other guests staying here. It's just one, and they're a local. I was slightly concerned that with that, the kind of setup, that there would be a resort and there'd be foreigners here. If you've watched any of my videos, it's not that foreigners are an issue. It's just that I take a random road up a mountain to have a local experience. So there's only one other person here. I've got the whole place to myself, which in some circumstances, some people would find weird, but I don't believe in too much juju, but to pull in there because of the rain, and end up here next to this gorgeous river, which, believe me, I will be swimming in tomorrow. I haven't even looked at the facilities. There could be a pool, regardless of whether there is a pool or not. I will still be swimming in that river tomorrow. If it's safe. It's fairly rapid at the moment. At this stage, I've committed to just the one night. We'll see what transpires, whether I enjoy the room, whether I enjoy the space, what's around here. So the center of Negara is about 15 minutes away, which is no big deal. Can head in and out of there for supplies. But what I'm liking, Komang's English is really limited. I'm not liking that for him. I'm liking it for me because my confidence with Bahasa Indonesia has taken a hit somehow. I just seem to have lost my flow, and being in a place like this where it's the only option, I think is going to force me to get back on that horse and ride it. Hujan anjing. Senang anjing? Yeah. Until now, I hadn't even turned around to check out this space. It's been a roller coaster. I got here, I saw a room, I said, yeah. Now I'm just doing the figuring out, where am I? Incidentally, the reason for the coffee is I'm waiting for the room to be prepared, which does seem slightly odd considering there's only one other person staying here. I would have figured they had other rooms ready to go. Ominous. Hear me out here. Someone just tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around and there was no one there. Make of that what you will. I'm still trying to make something of it. I know that Indonesian people don't like to stay at a place that doesn't have anyone at it or is very, very quiet because they think it's haunted, which of course I dismissed as, superstition. But when someone taps you on the shoulder but there ain't no someone, gets you thinking, doesn't it? Gets you thinking. It's got me thinking, It's at least an hour later and it is persistently raining. I was given an umbrella to go down to my bike to bring some stuff up, but that wasn't all of my stuff. And I had left the umbrella outside my door and it's gone. And I can't find a staff member anywhere. But there's only one thing for it. I'm going to have a nap. I just went for a walk about 20 minutes in that direction. And you want it local? This is local. There's virtually nothing around. I did manage to secure some essentials though. Instant noodles. Water for kettle for instant noodles. Vitamins. Minerals. We're backpacking now. Begitu. It's a Indonesian expression for it's like that. Man, I actually haven't had noodles from a cup in a while, and I've forgotten how much I enjoy it. It's a new day. The sun is shining. The sky is blue. By my count, there are 16 dwellings here. There are 4 of these bungalow type rooms. And then in the room I'm staying in upstairs, there are 12 of those. There's 2 buildings with 3 up, 3 down. By my count, I'm outnumbered 4 or 5 to 1 by staff, 3 to 1 by dogs. undeniably, this is a gorgeous environment to be in. And an absolutely stunning location right by the river. Where is everybody? These are my sandals. As I'm sure you know, it's customary to leave your shoes or sandals outside of communal areas. When I checked in, I asked if there were any other guests, and I was told just one. But I haven't seen any other shoes or sandals anywhere. Maybe that's who tapped me on the shoulder. I'll tell you one other weird experience that I had. When I pressed the pump on the soap dispenser, what came out was thick and black and burned my skin. Unusual. Hello. I just heard some music coming from this direction, and if you've seen any of my other videos, you probably know I'm a music fan. In fact, I'm an Indonesian music fan. So I was just walking around doing a little bit of filming, heard some music, and then saw a man who I now know as Made filming a music video, and I asked him about his song, and what he told me I think you might be interested in. So Made, hello, thank you for taking the time to have a chat with me and the audience. Yeah. Can you please tell me about that song? First of all, what is it called and what is it about?
Well, actually, this is my first song. I'm not really good in music, but I've tried to express what is in my, my mind about what happening here in Bali, about forest. I'm not good in English. Forest destruction, a mass development, that rice field go on, the forest getting less, and also the very basic from what we have done always, that we throwing the rubbish everywhere we like, and we don't understand this is such a big problem for our environment.
What do you think is maybe the solution?
Well, actually, the only solution that I've seen is not only educate people, but the strict law from the government. If the government say don't do this, the people will follow. The psychologists of Indonesian people, they only follow what the government say. If I personally, as a normal person, not from official, not from anyone, who saw people throw the rubbish, for example, and I tell them please don't throw, they will argue to me. But if officer coming, don't do this, they will follow. They will easy to follow. So the point is, the government have to apply strict rules. From these strict rules, then they can educate people. This is the problem, actually.
So who do you think the audience is for your message?
Well, anyone who will understand, I think a lot of people in Bali understand these things. But, it's hard because this one need a mass change, a mass, 1-2% understand about this cannot change the whole things. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, it's a very catchy song. It's already stuck in my head, and I've only heard it once. I will link to Made's channel. It's a new channel. Made, tell me about, you were saying you have a studio in Denpasar.
No, I'm living in Denpasar for working. I have run a small business there, a family business, a tour business. Yeah.
But you were telling me about the young people and recording music.
In the village. Yeah, this is from my village. It's from here. Yeah, I like singing, and I met a lot of young, my friend actually, a lot of young guy who have a very nice voice, and I would like to help them to develop their skills, but it's need money, of course, and they don't have much for this one. So I try to help them by to be producer and helping them with the budget. So they can sing their song on my YouTube channel, and I provide all the video, the music, everything. I pay for them like that.
You're a good man, Made. Thanks
you.
for taking the time to
Thank
speak
you.
with me. Made has also asked me to be in his music video, so we're going to film some of that, and you'll get to see the end result because I will link to that video in the description, and on the screen now you can see Made's YouTube channel.
Action.
Well, there's an experience you don't get every day. Who can say they've been in a Bali music video? I can. Oh, this is nice. This could actually be the perfect spot to go for a little dip. Certainly shallow enough here to walk out into the river. I do need to be very careful with my footing. Oh man, that is cold. Getting a little bit deeper than expected. But up here, there's a point where the still water meets some faster moving water, and I think somewhere there will be a nice spot to sit and tell you the rest of the stuff that I've learned about this place. Saya duduk di Sungai Gelar. I'm sitting in the Gelar River. Sungai, S-U-N-G-A-I, that's the word for river. Gelar, G-E-L-R is the name of the river, and the place I'm staying is named Gelar. We are in the area of Batu Agung, and Batu means rock, Agung means great. I didn't know that. I looked it up. I thought, yeah, hey, we're a long way from Mount Agung. In fact, our closest mountain here is Batu Karu. Why is it called Batu Agung? That's why. So Agung translates to great. The bridge is pretty new, and if it weren't for that bridge, the people who transport things over that bridge via bike would formerly have had to go 20 minutes ride back to Negara, up the road a bit, and then come down the road that I came on to transport any goods. And so I imagine that bridge would have been a game changer for this area. I've seen people transporting lots of firewood, leaves for animal feed, leaves for cooking, leaves for thatching. I was wanting a cooler climate, and that's why I was getting the elevation, and I got it. I did not need the air conditioner last night. In fact, when my room was prepared for me and I finally went in there, they had the aircon on at 18 degrees Celsius. It was freezing. So if you are looking for somewhere secluded, private, isolated, with cooler weather in Bali, I can definitely recommend the Batu Agung area. The river's picking up now, and I think I would be wise to get back to the river bank, because that's the bank I came in on, and this bank is just, the bank is too steep, and then I've got to get across the river again. So I might just do exactly that, thus fulfilling my promise to my wife that I wouldn't do anything stupid. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sitting with me in the river. If you're a subscriber, I'll see you again soon. If you're not a subscriber and you like getting off the tourist trail and finding places where not only might you be the only foreigner or tourist, you might be the only person there. If that's your bag, check out this video up here that's got similar vibes, and hey, maybe I'll see you again soon too.